Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell 100. Oh my goodness, who would have ever thought I would have done 100 show and tells? I didn't. To be honest, I have spent most of the last 2.5 years in a daze going, people actually watch this, and it's not just my mom and dad. Yeah. I am surprised you guys watched this content. I think of myself as just kind of a little weirdo sitting over here doing my own thing, and y'all are fantastic. Y'all are great. This is going to be a big year actually here because we have the 100th show and tell. We'll have a vlogiversary in August, so we'll hit my 3-year mark here on the platform. We are moving towards 5,000 subscribers here. What is this nonsense? I have to explain to a lot of my friends, yes, I have a channel. It's a very, very small channel. Yeah, it's not our niche market. Like the best of the best are still under 1 million subscribers. Like, it's not, it's not makeup. It's not Reddit stories. It's not. It's a niche market where, it's a small group of us who get together and do goofy, crafty things. So hitting 1,000 subscribers is kind of a big deal for us. So yes, I am very excited, and thank you guys so much for spending your time with me, leaving me comments, sending me emails, interacting with me. It is wonderful to have built a community here where we can discuss things, talk about things, share things, and be our weird selves, be our goofy selves, and be our best selves to each other. So, thank you guys so much. Let's get on with what I did this week. So it's been a dramatic week, and all uptown problems. Nothing, like, I don't need pity or sympathy. It's just adulting sucks. Being the adultiest adult around because I live with 2 cats and a boy people. Yeah, it's been a little. I'm hoping I can get through this video without interruptions, but I am expecting a repairman to come. My refrigerator in the kitchen died. I am very blessed to have an extra refrigerator, so I didn't lose any food or anything, but it has been very frustrating. Very frustrating. And very annoying to have to deal with. Getting a repair person right now is just... And yeah, we also have some really bad storms that are rolling into our area. So I am filming a little bit early, but I was able to film over here because there is no sunlight. It is dark outside. They're saying there's a chance of tornadoes. I know across the state line that there have been some school districts that actually canceled school today just because of the potential for tornadoes and flooding and stuff like that. So I have no idea what we're going to get. And it's a little nerve-wracking. I have a closet in the guest room that I'm going to finish. I just shoved some stuff in there a couple weeks ago, so I've got to go in there and fix that in case we do have, a need to run into a secured area. It should be fine, but adulting's hard. It was a lot easier to be a kid, not know your rear end from a hole in the ground, and not care about these kinds of things. Like I said, though, I mean, it's all first world problems. Nothing to be worried about. It is what it is. I spent a lot of time today saying it is what it is. It's not that there's a problem with any one of these things. It's the facts. Anyway. So are any of you guys surprised that all of my finished objects today are shawls? I had a realization going through last week's show and tell notes. I love making shawls. Now, during Lent, I almost always have some extra shawls because I do try either shawls or hats or what I generally make during Lent as my prayer focus for this season. And I went with shawls this year. I did hats last year, I think. So I went with shawls this year. And I just enjoy making shawls. I love wearing shawls. I love the pop of color they add to an outfit. I enjoy the idea of, I sit on the sofa a lot and we'll put something over my shoulders, a blanket, a shawl, something like that, and offering somebody else that comfort. So I enjoy gifting shawls. I enjoy donating shawls. I enjoy making shawls. So, Ross has his hats. I have shawls. But yes, I have 3 shawls to share with you guys. So I completed what will be my final shawl with peas and carrots. This is the 3rd one I did, and I had 10 cakes of it. I really love how this turned out. I had a partial cake and 2 whole cakes that went into this, and the yellows all lined up to be stacked from here all the way to here. And then I ended the last cake with just the 2 shades of green stacked on top of each other. Because at that point I was like, okay, this is a good enough size to donate, and I don't want to start another cake of it. I do have 2 more cakes. I have plans for those 2 cakes though. They're going to be a very special gift heading out shortly. But I love how this turned out. This is just a basic 2 double crochet granny triangle shawl. That's it. It's nothing special. There is no pattern. There is nothing I can link for this, but it's just a basic granny triangle shawl. I did on the edge, when I chained up for the next row, instead of doing 2 or 3, I did 4 chains just so I had a slightly looser to block into. But that's it. That's all it did. It is nothing dramatic or special as far as the pattern goes. But once again, I love how this peas and carrots worked out together. Because of the way this stacked when you put 2 cakes together, just love the way this marled together. It's a weird color with the gold, the yellow, the bright green, the white with the specks in it. It's just an odd color combination. But all of the shawls, actually, this may have been the 4th one. 1, 2, no, this is the 3rd one. Okay. 3. I'm stacking all of my shawls for Lent over here together. I do have this week's shawl already started. I'm using Phoenix and Dream World, I think it's called. That was right here. It's pinks and grays with a little bit of purple. That should be cute. Ugh. I don't know what the deal is with my nose, but it just itches. It itches. Next up, let's talk about this shawl. So this is the rainy day shawl. Oh man. It's one of those tickles that, like, I must have gotten a floof in it just a minute ago. Oh man. Itchy, itchy, itchy. So this is a rainy day shawl. It is the ball band pattern that was on the Karen Ripple Cakes. And I told you guys last week when I was sharing my review, which went up on Tuesday for the Karen Ripple Cakes, that I was getting ready to start this. So what I decided to do with how I was blending the colors is I did clear view for 25 rows. And then I came in with the second cake, which I can't remember the colorway name of, and did 20, I think I did 24 rows. I did 2 more of the pattern stitches in Clearview and then finished it with the picot bind off or edging. I did throw this through the washer. I did not put it in the dryer, so it is a little not as fluffy as like the washing swatch where I did put it through the dryer, but it's so pretty. I love this. I did not fully block it. I just laid it out, so I didn't stretch it or anything else. I just let the natural weight drop it where it was going to be. I do have a couple ends that need to be snipped off. I did go back and put an extra row. Yeah, see, I've got some floofies on me now. I did go back on the Tilly tank top and add an extra row of single crochets around the inner collar and around the sleeves, just because I wanted those straps a little bit thicker for me. I have to wear industrial undergarments, and I don't want those hanging out. I think that's a delicate way to put that. Yeah, so I did want those a little bit thicker, and what I did is I went around, I did do a single two together on either side of the V, and it was single two together, chain one, skip one, single two together. That way I maintained a really nice V at the collar, and then at the underarm, because if I just extended out, it was going to ripple. I did decrease 4 stitches under the arm, 2 on either side, or 1 on either side of the seam. So that was the first 2. And then when I hit about this point in the underarm is when I did a decrease on both sides. So if you decide you want to go back and do add an extra round, just keep that in mind, because it's not how the pattern's written. There is no extra. But I did want to thicken those straps, and it did help stabilize that shoulder seam even more, because like I said, that's a very heavy garment. I don't want that shoulder seam to split apart at all or start to sag unnaturally early. But yeah, bada bing, bada boom. And I have a couple of scraps left over, not huge scraps or anything, and I just got more fuzzies on me. Maybe I need to pop this in the dryer and get the fuzzies off. But I do love how this turned out, and I mean, look at how, I love the colors. It is very soft. Even just putting it through the wash with the of course. I wear a dark color today, of course. Anyway. Still like the yarn, still like how it worked out. I really should have probably popped that in the dryer and then just re-wet it. That way all the loose fuzzies, just the manufacturer fuzzies, would have gotten off of it. And then I also finished my summer night shawl. Now I just finished this last night, so I have not blocked this, but I did have to share it. How lovely did that turn out? I love this gradient cake. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. So for some reason, this one just reminded me of like a bed of tulips or something, because it's got these beautiful on the outside, it's white with the little flecks of color, and then you have the green with little flecks of color. And for some reason, it just made me think of stems and flowers, and it just faded so perfectly. And it spoke to how I felt the last couple weeks, where I'm dying for greenery. My camellia is blooming. I do have some of my daffodils blooming. And it just spoke to me. This yarn just spoke to me. It's not one I would normally go for. It's not one I would normally use. Like I've said, I'm not a huge fan of cotton. I don't even generally like to crochet very fine yarns. Like I go in phases where it's like, I love it, and then I hate it, and then I love it, because it just takes so long. But I could not be happier with how this turned out. And it's just large enough that it's a nice draper on my shoulder. So during the spring and the evening, if I'm wearing a dress or something, I can just kind of pop it on over my shoulders and just, feel pretty. It makes me feel pretty. I love it. Ooh. Knocking stuff down off my shelf. Not a good thing. So I will block this. I will do a wet block method because it is like 55% cotton. But I will leave a link for the shawl pattern down below, along with the rainy nights or rainy days cowl or shawl, rainy day shawl. That is actually what the shawl I started last night, using the Phoenix and the Dream World. I'm using the same pattern, just holding 2 mandalas together. Almost set that there. Just keep stacking things over there. All right. Last but not least, we do have some Happy Mail. So, and first off, we have a Happy Mail from Auntie Vernon. Thank you, Tony. I have not emailed anybody yet. It's been a bit of a week. It's been a bit of a week. Like I said, it's been a week. So a couple weeks ago, she had mentioned in my comments somewhere that she had gotten some of this bamboo silk blend. I still haven't seen this at my store, but this is the Hint of Silk from Yarn Bee. It is 85% bamboo, 15% silk, 3 ounces, 85 grams, 130 yards. It is a size 4. I mean, it's a pretty thin 4, but that is soft. I mean, it feels unusual because it's got the dryness that silk has, but it's not stiff like silk. So the bamboo kind of takes over that stiffness. This is the color Oriental Teal. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. I think this may need to be an infinity scarf of some kind. I do kind of like how that looks. I'm not sure, but that is nice. It does seem to be something where I'm going to want something that doesn't rub a lot, because it does have quite a bit of halo and I'm worried about pilling, which is unusual because a lot of bamboo yarns don't really pill. And a lot of silk yarns don't really pill. So I'm a little surprised by that, but definitely will try this out. Thank you so much. And she also got another organza bag, which I love. And I got a kick out of these. So one of these says, at some point I will accomplish this list. And it's one of the ones with the magnet on the back. And then my list: super hot items, warm items, want to get done, but LOL. I think somebody has watched enough of my channel. They get my sarcasm. Those were kind of the perfect notepads to send me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will be definitely keeping an eye out for a coordinate color to see if my Hobby Lobby ever carries it, because... And then the other package I got is from Tracy over at Creatively Tracy. And hopefully by the time this goes live today, like I'm filming on Thursday, hopefully by the time this goes live tonight, I will have already emailed everybody and thanked them. But if I haven't, thank you. Tracy, I saw your email the other day. I'm not ignoring you. It's just been... I will reply. I promise I will reply. So we have some beautiful stitch markers. And they're very, very light, so I'm going to have no issue with those, like, pulling stitches or anything on me. We won't talk about this in just a minute. We have... Oh, by the way, so this is the note paper Tony used. How cute. How cute! We have a card from Tracy. So... Tracy's Christmas gift was one of the ones that went missing. A lot of you guys may have seen where she was sending out little red heart. I want you what I'm talking about. The red heart minis and the Christmas colors. Just, because of the lime green, these just scream the Grinch to me for some reason. This is a holiday cheer. It's a size 4. These are 1.6 ounces, 45 grams, 72 yards. They're so good. Um, yeah, I'm in a weird mood. It's okay. But yeah, her Christmas package just went poof. No clue where it is. I talked to our mail carrier the other day, and she said there are as many as 15 trucks of packages sitting at the regional office. So, and they're not first in, first outing things. So, I've had a lot of my packages recently. Instead of coming through the Charlotte regional office, they've been coming from the Raleigh office or depot or whatever. So, it's a thing. And I'm absolutely in love with this enamel pen. I kind of want it to be the kitty cat. Not just that I love kitty cats. I kind of want to be the kitty cat. And then we have tea. So number one, I have mentioned a couple of times now, I finally tried Christmas in Paris after everybody was going on about how amazing it is. Oh my God. I never thought I'd like chocolate tea, but these are so good. And then she said she sent me another one of her favorite chocolate teas. This almost got drunk last night. I picked up this. I went to the mailbox yesterday so I could get things done this morning, knowing that repair people. But how yummy does that look? Already knowing that I already like one of their chocolate teas. Like now I'm like, And this one is a black tea. So this will be an afternoon tea for me. Yes. So thank you very much, guys. I love these. I definitely am going to have a blast. I cannot wait to curl up with the tea. Never feel, once again, like you have to send me anything. You really don't. I am perfectly happy with an email. I'm perfectly happy with a card. Just don't feel like you ever have to send me anything. But no, I am exceptionally grateful when I do get stuff. 98% of my mail, once again, being an adult, is bills, so we don't get a whole lot at the house. I don't get a whole lot at my post office box, but it is mostly bills when I do get mail. So it is nice to get something that doesn't make me adult. I get to feel like a kid, indulging in fun stuff. Anyway, you guys, that's all I had to share with you. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. I love you. Take care.